All right, it's a packed house. Welcome. Yes, clap to that. Welcome to the New Orleans Jazz Museum. On behalf of New Orleans Jazz National Historical Park, we're so delighted to have this wonderful partnership with the New Orleans Jazz Museum to provide free concerts and programs for you throughout the week. On Thursdays, beginning actually, the first Thursdays of every month, we have our Talkin Jazz with Fred Kasten. Fred Kasten is an independent producer and a show host, and an award-winning producer and show host, and done a lot of his work with the WWNO for well over 20 years. And after working with them, he decided to retire and continue his career as an independent show host and living here in New Orleans. It's a voice that you know and love. And we have a very special guest with him today. This guest is no stranger in my life, and we're celebrating Women's Her Story Month. Shout out to that. And normally I don't introduce the artist, but today I want to take out the time to do a special one. She's an amazing songwriter, international songwriter, a traveling artist, and a recording artist. And she's an amazing vocalist coming from Texas, then making her way to Baton Rouge. She's the creator of Pillow Talk, A Little Love, and she comes to the stage with such a grace and poise. And without further ado, I want you to help me welcome up this special guest. But please silence your cell phones at this time and get ready to go on this musical journey. So please help me welcome up the Quiana Lynell. Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, at the piano with Miss Lynell today, Mr. Daniel Meineke. All right, Quiana had to go out for tea, an emergency order of tea. There was a little something in her voice that needed tea and honey to cure it. And she'll be back in just a moment. But for the moment, I say let's get a solo piano piece from Mr. Daniel Meineke. What do you say? Daniel Meineke at the piano, ladies and gentlemen. And now on stage, please welcome Quiana Lynell. All right, kids, take it away.
Somebody that depends on you. You got every little thing that you need, every little thing that you could ever need. All you need, that it's all inside everything I've got, everything I've got, I've got everything. Baby, we about to have fun tonight. Is it all right? Can y'all come on in the room? Is it all right? Listen, if you need a little prayer, we can just have a moment. It's gonna be all right. gonna be alright. It's all inside me.
Quiana Lynell, ladies and gentlemen, at the piano. Daniel Meineke, I Have Everything I Need, the concluding track on their 2023 great CD, Pillow Talk. Quiana, lovely to see you and lovely to hear you and Daniel together once again. We need a table. There we go. Yeah, that's right. Just make yourself at home, go. And that is a lovely concluding track to Pillow Talk. I think something of a coming to terms with life as it's handed to you kind of philosophy.
Fred,
and I understand how one comes to view things this way. We'll get to talk about that a little bit maybe as later on, but I want to just set the scene a little bit first. I know you've been in Louisiana for over a couple of decades now, but you started life in Texas. What part?
Tyler, Texas is where I was born. Yes, I graduated high school outside of Dallas, so I'm a North Texas girl. Yeah.
Was music introduced into your life early on? Was that something that came later?
My whole life came out. My mama said from the moment I came out, I was singing. But I'm born into a singing family.
Mm-hmm.
My whole family sings a cappella singing. So we burst out into song and harmonize everything at all times.
Yeah.
At all times.
Was there a lot of church singing going on?
All the church. Come on, Fred. I'm a black woman. All the church, all the time, nothing but singing for the Lord. I call myself a religious fugitive. I was forced to, you're going to sing for Jesus and only Jesus, you know. My mom was very strict. There was no secular music in the house. I could sing at school, so school was like, yay. We go to school, sing some, you know, all the stuff we sang at school. That's where I really got introduced to American Standard Jazz. I was in show choir, you know, did a cappella arrangements, madrigals, things like that. Made all-state choir. Yeah, come on, we got kids in the building. Yeah, music education is so important. Like it starts in school. I love Texas for that. You know, we have music education. I've been in music since I was 5.
So you had an opportunity to sing and sing with others.
Yes,
from
all
a
my
very
life,
early age.
all my life.
Well, what about instruments? Did you get any lessons on piano, guitar, anything, or was it always just voice?
So I played trumpet, French horn, baritone in middle school, right? I was all region, all state, and those things too. But as far as piano, like I had a very peculiar relationship with piano because we had a piano in my house, but it was strictly furniture. It was too loud. My mom was like, we can't. The religion that we practiced did not really believe in instruments. So it was like, you only make a joyful noise with your voice is what they believed.
Is that Church of God?
That church, we're going to leave it there. Okay. And we're not co-signing nobody today. Anyways, they didn't believe in instruments. And so we only sang a cappella.
Just voice.
Yeah, just voices. So the piano was at my house, and I'd sneak and play when my mom wasn't home. But whenever my mom was home, it's too loud. Stop touching that. It's too much going on. Even now, like this album is really a dedication to my mother. She would always come to my shows and be like, if they could just turn you up some more, Quiana. I just can't hear you quite enough. I just want to hear you sing. Like, why do you have to have all that other stuff, you know? And so this album is I'm just singing, you know? And I'd really dug into, the Pillow Talk is the work of a woman. You know, I've grown in so many ways in this industry, in my career, with my relationships with my musicians. I really am coming into owning my voice and bringing back the singing for myself, not for anybody else. I'm ministering to me and those that can be moved by the things that move me as well.
Yeah, I read your, I think the quote was, singing for my soul.
Yeah, my soul, baby.
Yeah.
I'm healing myself these days. The pandemic, I almost died. Like, you know, other people we've lost. There's so many things that you just realize what's really important. And I had to reckon with the relationships in my life and my role in those things. You know, this is the, as Trent, my drummer, calls it, the accountability tour. And I'm like, okay, there's some things that, you know, happen to us, but our roles in our lives, we have to start standing up and just dealing with the punches and, you know, doing the best we can. Yeah.
I first heard you with Don Vappy at a Nicola dance
Yes.
at Maison.
Yes.
Singing trad jazz and doing a great job.
Yes.
And the next time I heard you then was with Daniel Meineke and your band at Snug Harbor doing a whole different repertoire.
That's so funny you say that, Fred. I definitely am a mixed bag of tricks. I'm an instrument, and you know, you could take this piano and put any player on there and it plays totally different. I'm the same instrument. You put me in a different room with a different band, baby, we got to get down, you feel me? So I have several projects. You know, the Pillow Talk is this duo rendition, very standard, one-woman showish, almost like a cabaret style, you know, and I love telling stories. I'm a storyteller, very much Nancy Wilson. That's where I get my, you know, jazz chops, you know, and so we do this, and I love it. But then I also have a 9-piece rockin' horn, the Lush Life Band, and we get down.
And folks can actually catch them tonight.
And we'll be tonight, right? It'll be the rhythm section tonight. The horns don't come out all the time, but the rhythm section will be rocking tonight. The blues is the business, you know. So being here in Louisiana, I call myself Jazzical Soul Funk because it's gumbo, you know. Mm-hmm. One night you might play with Don, the next night I might play with Hurlin, the next night I might play with Nicholas Payton, the next night I play with, you know, and it's a different set. And so if you want to work, you got to figure out how to work. Yeah, so I love it. I love it.
I remember working as the stage announcer for a Jazz Day show that was taped for broadcast with Herbie Hancock and Patti LaBelle and several other big name stars and Quiana Lynell. Terrence Blanchard.
You know, right, International Jazz Day. It was like Patty Austin, Lettucey, Herbie Hancock. That was a magical day. Oh my goodness, magical. Ivan Neville. It was magical, magical. That was the beginning of things that just started happening in 2017, 2019.
Yeah, that happened not too long after you won the 2017 Sarah Vaughan International Vocal Jazz Competition.
Exactly right. Thank you. Thank you.
One of three artists who have been located out of New Orleans now, including Cyril Aimé and Gabrielle Cavasso,
Gabby,
who all have won that competition. So
yeah,
I think that's a New Orleans award now.
It's some sauce down here, you know. It's some sauce down here. I definitely can say this city changed me, definitely. Yeah, the musicians here have poured into me endlessly. They're not afraid to say, Quiana, go check that bridge again. You know, and that in turn has made me the artist that I am, has added to, I should say.
Well, you've had, I think, 7 or 8 or maybe longer tenure working with Mr. Meineke here. You guys started at the Roosevelt Hotel as a duo?
We actually started in the practice rooms at Loyola.
Even before the Roosevelt.
Right, even before. So Daniel and I are a dynamic duo in many ways. We teach together, we work together, we do clinics together, like we compose together. This is one of my bestest friends in the whole wide world. He knows he's got the NDA, like Dan. Yeah. He's like, what can I say today? Just follow my lead, follow my lead.
One of the things I noticed, like the first time I caught your show at Snug Harbor was, obviously you had worked together because he had this interstitial stuff. You'd be telling stories and he'd be playing just the right touch underneath. It was really a nice presentation.
Yeah,
that
you know,
guys started
the church
evolving
girl.
pretty quickly.
It's the church girl in me, and Daniel's a church player too. And I'm always like, I just want to feel like the preacher, just keep scoring my, my banter.
Yeah. The choir is
The choir.
lowly behind.
Exactly. And we bust out into song at any time.
Well, Daniel, where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Ohio, Toledo, Ohio. And come on, we got some Ohio here. All right. That's what's up. Yep, that's where I grew up, and then I went to Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, that's where the great Joe Henderson studied, amongst many others.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a lot of people, and Detroit was amazing for me. I did both 2 degrees there and lived and worked in Detroit for like 7 years, and then my wife came to study at Loyola for classical voice, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'll move to New Orleans. Sure, why not?
Twist my arm again.
Yeah. That seems like a good idea. And literally, she tells the story, we met at Loyola my first
His
week
first day.
living here, walked into a lesson to a company. I was like, what are you doing Friday?
Because this city is notorious for stealing pianists. Like if you play piano, bass, or drums and you're good, it's off to the races. Somebody's going to snatch you up, So he came in the lesson and he played for the student, and I was like, yo, what you doing Friday?
A sharp eye.
Right, and that was when I was first starting the career as a jazz vocalist. And, in this industry, you do a lot of society gigs, is what we call them,
right,
where you may be background or terrestrial music. So Daniel and I would play at places that sometimes would have the house music on. And we're like, they just want to look at us. We're just furniture, isn't that atrocious? How they do the jazz people? They treat the jazz people so bad, girl. Just get over here and look pretty. But then we graduated from that. You have to pay your dues, as they say. Yeah. And we moved around to some places. I met some new bookers and promoters in the city, and here we are.
Yeah. Well, let's have some more music.
More music.
Yeah.
All right. This next song, yeah, we're gonna. Just all the pieces.
La Vie en Rose. Edith Piaf, as done by Quiana Lynell, ladies and gentlemen, and Daniel Meineke. More, another song, yes.
Yes, so New Orleans, that goes out to Pops. Y'all know who that is? Pops? No? Yes? Lewis? Mr. Lewis, right? You can't be in this city and not feel the embrace of that. This is another side of the city that I feel all the time, and that I just pray that I'm doing this city justice. Thank you. This goes out to Miss Irma Thomas. You can blame me, try to shame me, and still I'll care for you. You can run around, even put me down, and I'll be right there for you. The world may think I'm foolish, but they don't see you like I can. Now, but anyone who knows what love is would understand. I feel sorry for anyone, the ones who pity me, for they just don't know, they may never know what good love can be. Oh, I know to ever let you go is more, said it's more than I can ever stand. be nothing like them children to show you what love is. Hey, oh, anyone ever had to pay for something that you said don't do? Anyone? No. I told you not to go. It was too late. Your tires were, you didn't get the tire. I told you to. You need me to send AAA right now? I'ma call our number, I'ma call my AAA, and I'ma come get you, baby. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I said anyone. Hey. Anybody know what love is? I said anyone. Can I get a witness? Anybody say yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what some good old love is. Anyone who knows what love is, you gonna under. Anybody that knows what some good love is will
Anyone who knows what love is. Quiana
Anyone.
Lynell, ladies
Is there
and gentlemen.
one?
And La Vie en Rose. Quiana Lynell, Daniel Meineke.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful work, both from Pillow Talk. ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. We talking today. The pillow is where, the pillow is the pillow in my bathtub, the pillow in my car, the pillow in my bed, any pillow, where you sit and you ponder. What? Reflecting. It's so important to reflect. I like to pillow talk with my suitors as well, And my friends, you get in the bed, you call your friend, you're like, girl, oh my goodness, let me tell you what happened. Pillow talk. It's
Not
intimate.
allowed in Florida or Texas.
During certain times of year.
Well, speaking of Texas, which I just did,
Come on.
we got you. You're in Texas, but we got you out of there. You escaped to Louisiana, east. Well, that was to go to LSU, right?
That is right. That is right. I studied voice at LSU. A beautiful place. I mean, Louisiana, I came springtime, the azaleas are blooming, the campus is amazing. This is where I honed the sound, man. This is it.
Yeah, but you were in a sort of a classical voice major.
Definitely.
Program
All
there.
classical voice.
Yeah.
Yes. Bel canto. All day, every day. Me. None of this belting, Quiana. What are you doing? Stop that. We don't do that.
Yeah. You did what?
What is
with
this
that note?
mix? What? You did what? How dare thee? Watch.
But that gave you a chance to really get get fully immersed in the fundamentals of music and get a deeper education than you'd had before.
Music
in some sides
music
of
is
it.
so vast, Fred. Music is so vast. Being an educator now, music education is morphing. I'm from the a little older school of music education. There was no jazz. There was no contemporary music.
Right.
Only bel canto voice. You know where we live in America. So there's only certain things that are offered to you in places where other people have traditionally traversed. So I had to figure out other ways to gain the information that I needed. Jazz is a system of griots that share the information freely with you if you're around the right people, because they want the art form to continue. I don't have any secrets. I want you to be able to sing these changes. I want you to be able to know who to listen to carry on this tradition. So coming here and learning with people like Roderick Paulin, people like Don Baffy, they were my first big uncles and brothers in the music that would sit me down and tell me who to transcribe or tell me records to listen to, because I do not still have a very wide, my parents didn't play records. There was no secular. They weren't listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire or Miles. There was none of that at my house. It was strictly this little light of mine. You know, like there's non-instrumental a cappella Christian music, but there wasn't as much as there is today. There was no YouTube. You know, we had 3 tapes maybe that we would like listen to over and over again. You guys have no idea. You have no idea what this little phone. You have it's limitless, you know. But I'm from the old school, so we had sheet music. We had the records that we had, and when I was in the car with people, my friends, I'd listen to what they're listening to. You know, I couldn't even have sleepovers. Like I was very sheltered. So when I came here, I was just taken over by the amount of music. Nothing is done here without music. Like everything includes music, food, and people. That's it. So I was just like, oh my gosh, y'all just making music all the time. This is great, you know? And it was fun, and it wasn't strict all the time. But then it was still a high level of musicianship. You know, that's one thing that New Orleans definitely has over other places that may be jazz-centered, you know. Even here, it doesn't have to be that sharp 9 was not quite. You know, here it's like you could be killing, but there's still a bar, a party, like you're standing. You know, it's not necessarily turn over the room and we can only listen to this for 90 minutes. It's a good time while we do what we do.
It's a part of life. It's inseparable from the rest of life.
It is integral.
A function of
definitely
of how we live.
Yes.
And it's everywhere. Anywhere you turn in the city, there's music coming at you, and mostly pretty good stuff.
You know, we pride ourselves on that.
Yeah.
Get that other stuff out of here.
Well, with Roderick Paulin, you're connected with a guy whose family goes all the way back to the start of jazz.
Right, exactly.
And with Don, same thing.
Same thing.
He's got, you know, relations that were even pre-jazz
Same thing. Right. And even when I came here, it was kind of different because as a transplant, Dan's a transplant too, you're having to get into these families that have played music together for 30 years. They play with each other. Oh, that's my cousin that sings with us. When am I ever going to be able to take her place on a gig? Never. Never. They're always going to call their cousin. Like, it's a family band. So and they got lots of cousins, you know. So I had to learn how to book my own gigs and hire my own band and get it going on my own.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that probably the best thing that came with the winning the Sarah Vaughan competition was a chance to record for Concord.
Yes.
And that opportunity, and you produced a terrific record with, Jameson Ross is on that, Ed Cherry's on that, Cyrus Chestnut is on that.
George Delancey,
Yeah, and Monty Croft plays vibes on that. It's called A Little Love.
It is.
And it's another great record. That came out in 2019.
2019.
So you must have recorded that not too long, in 2018 sometime, maybe?
Right. We recorded that in 2018 up in New York at Bunker Studios. It was an amazing weekend. Like, I sit back and I looked at some videos and pictures from that moment. I listened to those the record also, and I've grown so much. I was so nervous when I recorded that album. You know, going from regional to, we about to send this around the world. It's like, wait, what? So being in the room with Ed Cherry and Cyrus, you know, these greats of this music. And I was still trying to write my chart. I'm like, oh, I don't know, Daniel, look at this for me. You know, I'm trying to be the best version of myself in these rooms with these giants in music. But what's so great is that they're always reassuring that once you get in this room, you're supposed to be here. So don't act like you didn't do the work to be here. You know, you would not be sitting here with me if you were not good enough. So rest in that. Whenever you get those opportunities, don't try to become somebody you weren't before you got in the room. Like, the reason you're in the room is because of who you are. So only expound on that, but don't try to become like, I need to go. When I did the Sarah Vaughan competition, the best advice I got was just be who you are. Bring the New Orleans with you, you know. And I went and I sang a blues, I sang an original song, and I sang like After You've Gone, which is a like traditional New Orleans song, you know, and I won because I stayed true to who I was at that time.
Yeah, hip shaking mama.
You know, Irma for the win, hip shaking mama.
Yeah, that's right.
Irma for the win. You can't go wrong with Irma. Like I just study. I've picked people in my life the way that I attain my goals. You know, I always like to have mentors or people that I kind of see that traverse, or, you know, we don't want to emulate somebody, but if you're from Texas, I'm from Texas, you had a single parent, we might have some, you know, similar things. So I've picked some ladies and people in this business that I've seen how they moved, and my movements are similar, so I love, you know, stealing from them.
No, you know the old saying.
Stealing like an artist.
Young artists imitate, mature artists
Exactly,
steal. Yeah.
exactly. It's forever. It's always, you know. It's always.
Yeah.
That is the highest form of flattery, right? Yeah. Exactly.
And I want to pick up Daniel's story just a little bit. We talked about studying at Wayne State, but was piano always the primary instrument, or were you into other things? And when did you start?
I've been playing piano my whole life, pretty much. I started taking lessons like 5 or 6. I remember my older siblings were taking it, and I was like, I want to do that too. But their piano teacher didn't have any spots, so my dad was like, all right, well, let me sit you down and show you some things. My dad doesn't play piano. I give my dad piano lessons now. But yeah, I always played my whole life, and you know, it was a classical training, but it wasn't necessarily like strict, like we're playing repertoire. It was like we're just playing songs, and then I'd like make up my own things or whatever, and then I also played like violin and some other things. And in middle school I was like, I want to play in a rock band. Led Zeppelin is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Still kind of is in some ways, but you know, and so I was like, I'm gonna play bass, I'm gonna play drums, gonna do all these things. And then other friends would play those instruments or whatever, and I'd be like, well, I guess I do play piano. and then I went to a jazz camp at Ohio State, and that's when I learned that you don't go to jazz camps to learn how to play jazz. You go to jazz camps because you already know how to play jazz. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And so I went home and started taking lessons from this incredible Toledo area musician, Gene Parker. And then he gave me Light as a Feather by Chick Corea, and it was all over.
Oh, yeah. Pretty good place to start there.
Actually, it was kind of a crazy story. Like my first lesson with him, Oscar Peterson had just died.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know who Oscar Peterson was. And he was like, you know. Oh, no, Art Tatum was from Toledo.
Tatum, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oscar Peterson from Canada.
Canada, right, yeah.
And he played a video of Oscar Peterson for me, and he just goes, if you didn't like that, don't come back. And I don't even know what to think, because if you know Oscar's playing, it's like, oh, what? He can do that as a human? And
you hear it, you think, that can't be done.
It's crazy. You know, I mean, that was, you know, Art was like, he's the only one that's
could
gotten close.
Match that kind of
you know, now, I mean, Art
combination of technique and not just note for note's sake, a story.
Exactly. So.
So you were at that point. Then you're deeply hooked on this.
Yep.
music.
And so then I started studying jazz and classical. I switched to like all piano through high school, and then was like starting to go. Then I went to my later high school years. Went to jazz camps because then I understood what was going on, and I just got connected with a teacher that I wanted to study with at Wayne State, and went there. Yeah.
And all the way through a master's.
Yeah, I went all the way through a master's. I studied with an incredible musician, Rob Pifo. I just want to speak his name into the world because he's an absolute genius. He played with the late Marcus Belgrave and learned so much from him. Marcus Belgrave had played with Ray Charles and like everybody. So he just really... And so I studied with him for like 5 years.
Yeah, well, Detroit is such a rich musical history.
Absolutely, yeah. So much history.
Detroit's like our second home. We have a big base in Detroit. We've been there several times.
Yeah,
I
so
love
many
Detroit.
great players from there, and of course a big recording business in town as well.
India played with us. India Owens is from Detroit. We have lots of bass players, drummers. Nate Wynn.
Yep, Nate Wynn.
So you guys meet at Loyola. Was it was in fact the Roosevelt where you first worked together?
I think so, or with that other spot. They're all the same.
I think it was the Roosevelt. Yeah, at the Roosevelt.
And
that's where we began. And then, so the Roosevelt was like our duo gig, but we still had, we started the band, and we would play at the Playhouse.
That's right.
We'd play at
Yeah,
the Monteleone
Huh.
on like Fridays and Saturdays. Yeah, we did all that.
Quiana, when was writing? Was that always a part of things you did as a youngster? Even were you writing things?
Music has always been my savior, always. I've always sang songs to myself about my life, always and forever. I didn't share them with people, but I always was singing songs about people, and they may not know. I always had a journal. I would write. I had a very tumultuous childhood, and I'm the kind of kid that like pretends like everything's okay, and is secretly falling apart. But that's how I would get through my life, is by writing music class. Like everything artistic was what I wanted to be submerged in, and sports. I did everything. But I wrote a lot. And honestly, once you start studying music though, and being around, some musicians that have a higher caliber, sometimes your insecurity can take over. And so, I wasn't as confident in my writings as I should have been for a very long time. And I let that keep me from sharing my stories. But that's gone.
Good. Yeah.
Over it.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
it.
You have everything you need.
I have everything I need, right. So that song came out of, the pandemic happens. I have to paint this picture. Daniel and I, we were on tour in Europe in February of 2020. My first European tour, we're selling out Germany, everywhere, a little love tour. I've got my band, like, we are killing it. Jason Weaver, Trenton O'Neill, Daniel. It's a trio, but we are killing it, right? We spent a week in Switzerland in Marion's Jazz Room. We flew to Amsterdam, sold out BIM House. Like, we were killing it. This is February. We come home. We have a date at Snug on March 11th, I think is the date. And we get home and they're like, they might cancel the gig. And we were like, what? Like we had been traversing all over Europe with no idea of this virus that was following us. We had no clue. So we get back, we do the gig at Snug Harbor, but then like 2 days later, the world shuts down. I lost my agent, my manager, my record deal, everything. And then I had emergency surgery, was in the emergency room in ICU for 10 days with 104 fever. Like, I thought I wasn't gonna sing anymore. I thought it was over. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I've just lost my whole career. And therapy, friends, all those, like, how did you get this career, Quiana? What did you have when you started? Your voice. So what do you need? Your voice. So as long as I keep singing, baby, I got everything I need.
Well, lay some of that wisdom and beauty on us with some more music.
Some more music? All right. So we're going to pillow talk. Is that what we're going to do? Right. The pillow talk, this is one of the original compositions. I am, a businesswoman, travel the world. I'm a grown-up. Let it lead. It's been a long week. I need some sweet release. Thoughts of your smile, been gone for a while. I need you next to me. Just follow my lead. Give in to the energy. We've been here before. You know what I want. You've got just what I ain't gonna be no pillow talking tonight. Ain't gonna be no pillow talking. No, not tonight. Said it ain't gonna be no pillow talking. No, not tonight. Said it ain't gonna be no pillow talking. No, not tonight. Anticipating pressure inside of me. I need your body, I need your sweet release. There's no hello, no, no, how you doing? Your hips next to mine, the music whines. Our bodies get moving. Said it ain't gonna be no pillow talking tonight. Ain't gonna be no pillow talking. No, 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 not tonight. Said it ain't gonna be no pillow talking. No, 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 not tonight. Ain't gonna be no pillow talking. Not tonight. I don't wanna hear what get on in here. Don't wanna hear no talking. Close the door. Come on in. Ain't gonna be no pillow talking tonight. Ain't gonna be no pillow talking. No, 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 not tonight. Ain't gonna be no, 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 say love me, love it long, long, love it, let me, so it long, say let me, say let me, love it long, somebody say no pillow talking. Somebody say pillow. Everybody say pillow. I don't wanna hear no, 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 no. Say pillow. All that talking. Don't wanna hear all that talking. No, 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 not tonight. Say pillow talking. Yeah, pillow talking. Yeah, pillow talking. No, 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 no. Pillow talking. Not tonight. No, no. No. No pillow talking. Not tonight.
Pillow talk.
Thank you so much. You better sing with me.
Go ahead and do one more.
Yes. So Daniel and I are truly a dynamic duo. You know, you never know what your blessings are going to look like, right? And sometimes you just need to open your eyes because you have everything that you need. So many people in my life, honestly, I would send music to and they'd be like, I don't know, Quiana, that's not quite it. Try again, it's not jazz enough. And Daniel always is like, whatever you want to do, Quiana, let's do it. I wrote in my journal that I wanted to have people around me that celebrated me. and supported me. And Daniel wrote this song for me. He wrote it all. He wrote it all for me. The lyrics, the melody, he wrote it for me to sing. And it's so beautiful. Have we met? Or have we just seen each other? Walking down this road, it seems I see the same people. Or perhaps it's just my imagination. When we talk, I get deeply saddened by the way you see the world in which I brought you here to live. Perhaps it isn't sadness, it is joy. I am holding on to you, my love. I'll see you in another. Time will tell if we can go on this way from day to day. We're holding hands. It might be all we have, but every day we'll keep on getting stronger. And I'm letting go. I am holding on to you, my love. I'll see you in another. Time will tell if we can go on this way from day to day. We're holding hands. It might be all we have, but every day we'll keep on getting stronger. And some days may feel just like defeat, and every day I'll be glad that we meet.
Have We Met? Daniel Meineke's tune. Beautifully done by Quiana Lynell and
Thank
Daniel
you so
Meineke. Quiana, we got you out of Texas, got you to Baton Rouge,
Baby.
in the proximity of New Orleans, and you finished your studies there at LSU. You're trying to, make a living, so you take a gig at AT&T at a call center.
Right, because see, Fred, when I graduated college, I was not set on being a classical singer. I did not like rejection. No scared me. People tell you no all the time in this industry. They tell you no every day. You missed a quarter rest, don't get the job. And it did scare me, right? I was just not prepared also. I was very lazy. I was caught up behind a little boy. Let's be honest. You ready? I was caught up behind my husband, and I wasn't practicing enough. Children. If I had really just told the truth, the accountability tour, it is here. I was trying to be a wife, so honestly, that was all my goals were at that time in my life, really. I just wanted to have a family. So I put everything that I was doing to the back burner and was a mom and working at AT&T. We had a family business. We had a store. I was, just doing the things. But I was singing at a church. I had a church job, a church gig. And I would sing at St. James Episcopal Church. I sang there for almost 15 years. Yeah, and so I would sing, the Lord be with you. I'd led the cantor during Episcopal church service every Sunday for I had a big Christmas, Easter, Were You There? Was like my solo every year. I did that for a very long time, yeah.
But there was singing sometimes at the call center where you
Oh
were.
yes, Fred. So yes, at the call center, when you call AT&T, how may I help you? Thank you for calling AT&T. How may I provide you with outstanding customer service? That's what we used to say.
Yes, we've just been through the
outstanding
program,
customer service. They were the Chick-fil-A of phone service. Before Chick-fil-A was giving y'all that service, Bell South had it, baby, okay? So, but we put you on hold. Can you hold while I pull up your account? Baby, that account is already up as soon as you call. It populates on my screen. But the longer I keep you on the phone, the more money you want to give me. And I'm in sales, but you think I'm in service. Baby, let me help you out. Let me see what you have. What did you call for? Oh my goodness, your bill. Oh my God, let me help you. So I was a saleswoman extraordinaire, and we would sing. So you'd call me, I'd put you on hold, and then there'd be music in the background, and we'd call the police, we ain't never going home. It's Baton Rouge, So we got Zydeco, we got, all of the hits, all of the beautiful music that I hadn't learned as a kid was being soaked into me, because now I'm around all these people who, baby, they shake their hips on the weekend. You feel me? That was not my life. I was I go to church. By this time, I was pregnant with my second daughter, and I was just a mom and a wife, and I wasn't worried about being a superstar as much. And then I got tired of that man, and I was like, to the streets. It happens. Well, it ran its course, and I shifted my focus, and I'm back where I should have honestly been, and the man will come. Just have to make sure. Just have to make sure he knows I'm looking.
You don't want to miss any
I
opportunity.
don't want to miss, I'm only out of the house every so often.
Well, I love the fact that Janelle Brown was your colleague there,
Yes.
and that kind of drew you back in.
Right. So there was a local band in Baton Rouge called To the T, D-A, and that is how I really learned my chops of performing on a stage with the wall being broken. Classical voice, those things. I'm on the theater. I'm not really engaging with my audience. But once I started singing with To the T, baby, at the Hole in the Wall on Plank Road, it was time to get busy. Right, time to get busy. I was able to. This is crazy, Fred. During this time period, I had to learn. This is where I really cultivated what I teach now to my students. Because training classically is very different than singing popular music. It is not the same at all. It will not prepare you to do gigs at a wedding, at a club. It will not prepare you as a vocalist to work in an industry where you're not singing with a microphone and a sound man and an acoustical building that's made for your voice. That's classical studies. Life is this thing on? The drummer has no cage. Like you're like, fighting for your life. So In those places, at that club on Plank Road, at Rags, Club Rags, where the liquor is great. No, the food is great and the liquor is straight, is what their that was their tagline. Back when I was making like $50 a night to sing for 4 hours with people with a cigarette right in front of you, like, sing to me, lady. What is you like? You know, they've had a bad day. They are here to have a good time. But that is where I learned how to have a good time. And I was working still and singing on the weekends and playing at weddings and Mardi Gras balls and things like that with this R&B Zydeco band all up and down South Louisiana, like White Castle, Darrow, any little place that had a hall. Right. We were in that thing, shaking it and getting down. And then I was like, okay, I literally paid my student loans. This can't be what I went to school for. So I was like, okay, let me figure this thing out. So I started meeting the cats that would tour, right. And also taught music. So that's kind of a vibe in music is you teach and you tour during the summer, or you teach and you can play more on the weekends and at night. And so I was like, So I went and became a band director at a middle school. And I worked in elementary music, middle school band director for about 7-10 years while I traversed into this career. I was learning jazz because I did not have any jazz formal training, you know. I just had the people that I was playing with sending me songs to listen to. I started transcribing, learning things transcription. What does that even mean? You don't learn those things in classical voice. So the study, the information that I got was not complete in any way. I am a proponent that music education should be music education. It should not be classical voice, jazz voice, R&B voice. It is all voice. And you need to learn how to own this instrument. That's what I focus on with my teaching in the Lynell method. I work on allowing you to be able to utilize your instrument in any different place. And also because you're a person, we have to be able to deal with, am I tired? Am I sick? Am I hydrated? Am I stressed? You still have to perform. You know, those are all stimulus that we have to deal with. And if you are able to harness your instrument, you can get through all those places.
Yeah. I know in 2022 you did a residency at a studio in the woods. I was wondering if some of the material on Pillow Talk came from all of this.
Yes, definitely. I had an amazing time out at a studio in the woods. If you don't know, it is a beautiful haven for artists to go. I spent 2 weeks out there, and it's such a beautiful thing because this journey of being an artist is uncharted waters. We're very, very insecure. We're very lonely. You know, in order to be as good as people are on their instrument, you can't play on your phone in the practice room. You have to turn it on Do Not Disturb because people want to play with you. And you have to focus. And it is a lonely journey. Writing music, arranging the music, reconfiguring, you know, not being happy with it, being insecure about, are they gonna like it? Do they like it? I only sold 20 copies of my CD. What am I even doing? I spent my whole life, like, it is a journey, you know, and the Studio in the Woods is very supportive. It's a haven. You don't have to think about the dishes in the sink. You don't have to think about that little thing that you're supposed to fix at your house, you know. You are able to escape into a place and just really focus on whatever you need to do. And I went and I walked on the levee. I saw the cruise ships pass by. I spent so much time on the West Bank. I saw Erica Falls. She lives over there. You know, I was able to be in New Orleans because I live a little further out in the parish, as I call it. So I was able to be a little more accessible just across the bridge, and I really spent 2 weeks just feeling like an artist again. I wrote with the guys. I think we had a couple of shows during that time with the big band. So we've got music. We've been working. The artistry is artisting. So this album, The Pillow Talk, is the journey of the pandemic. You know, the pandemic hit, and I had to reconfigure my band because the contracts weren't able to support us bringing out all the people. So Daniel and I went on our own, and we played concert halls. You know, I'm classically trained. I stand by this piano. I can give you a recital. Let's go. Get it. That's all my mama wanted in here. Just sing for me, you know. I honestly didn't do a senior recital, so it kind of feels like this is a recital moment for me every time we do it, because I need the confidence to know that my voice is all it takes. you know? And the fun times that I have with the band and the party stuff is cool, and I love it. But I'm a voice, and I had to create something that was like, for me to solidify to myself, girl, you singing. Girl, you singing down. That album, we are playing down on that album. I'm so proud of the Pillow Talk. And but it definitely encapsulated an 2-year period of the pandemic, the journey that we both had some very tumultuous things happen, and we laid it on the line on this album. And we've got another album in the can, a whole nother show in the can. Like, I'm the Beyonce of jazz, baby. You better check it. She's the Beyonce. We got another album in the can, okay?
That's
We're working
great.
on a third one. So it's the artist journey. We have to be disciplined, but we have to just keep creating and not get stuck in what if. Our job is to emulate what we see presently.
Yeah.
So we have to presently be creating and not be afraid of who likes it or doesn't like it. It needs to be created.
Yeah. That opportunity, sitting down there in Algiers Point or English Turn,
Yeah.
below English Turn, in that hardwood forest with all the birds and crickets. It's just you can really reset
Yes.
yourself.
There was an owl that would sing to me every night. I had a piano, and I brought my whole studio equipment. So I've got even more songs on there that I haven't even told them about. I had a night where I was able to just like close myself in. I was alone in a studio with everything I needed to create music or do my taxes or write. Like, I did so many things. You know, like, you get behind on things, and it's just a good place to go reset.
Daniel, since you guys sort of downsized the band and created this duo thing, I know you do other things as well too. Who else have you been working with?
Oh yeah, I work around. I do my thing. I play with. I have played with a lot of vocalists in my career. It's something that I learned how to do because not everyone knows how to do that, and so
It's a special person.
so that's definitely a big, like, I play at the Bombay Club on Saturday nights with Anais St. John, and I play with lots of people that call me or whatever. But I do also like to get down, as they say.
Yes.
I have this, I have my own original project that I work with seldomly. It's more of like a fusion taste. That's where I get all my chicory licks out.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Called Basher. They're
Going
great.
all the way back
And
to
yeah,
the
They
beginning.
have a
We
couple of
another
projects
band.
out too.
Yep, Basher, we just released, or we're about to release another record at the end of May. I'm excited about that. And I play all synthesizer in that band.
Oh, cool.
So I don't even play piano there.
Well, you play electric on one track.
And I do play electric on this
On
track.
Pillow Talk.
Yeah, I've always loved keyboards and sounds. Like, when I was young, I got into this band called Medeski Martin and Wood, and I was super into them. And I, talking about liner notes, so like got this one CD, and I was like, he plays a Hammond B3 organ. What is that? In high school, what is that? Which one
What
of
is
these things
that?
I'm hearing makes that sound? And eventually I figured it out and was like, I'm gonna have to get one of those.
And we
Gotta
use
have
it
one.
all the time.
Yeah. So you've got a wide range of things you're pursuing here.
Absolutely, and I still teach at Loyola and do,
All right.
play a church gig and all that stuff.
Well, I think we have just enough time left for you guys to finish up your song list. So let's get more music to finish out our session here.
All right. So we're going to start. How much time we have, Fred?
We got almost 15. We got 11 minutes.
Okay, so I want to. No, 525,000 deep. Is it enough time? And then the short star, maybe?
Yep.
Yes. Thank y'all so much for being here today. Yeah. That's Daniel. I'm Quiana. We're going to do a little bit more. Please join us if you feel inclined. $525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments only. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure it in daylight, sunsets, minutes, and cups of coffee, inches or miles, and laughter and strife. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure one little life? How about love? Said it's love, love. How about love? I only wanna measure it in love. Said it's love, love. I'm only measuring love. I'm only keeping count of the love. Only measuring all of the good kind of love. Seasons of love. 1,600 minutes. How do you measure one little life? How about setting love, love? How about I only want to measure L-O-V-E, love? How about love? Said it's love, love. How about setting love, 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 said it's in love, setting love, love. How about love? I want to measure the love, said it's only in love, said in love. Hold on there, break it down. So listen, we having a little church today. I need you to commune with me before we leave, because I need you to leave with a little more love you have than you came in with, okay? Just a little bit more. Is that all right? So can you warm it up? Love, said it's love. That's the line. How about love? Said it's love, love. Come on, children. How about love? Said it's, come on, everybody say I need some love. Said it love, love. A little bit of love. Said some love, love. How about love? Said it's love, love. I'm only measuring the love. Only keeping count of all of the love. Only measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons, seasons of love, 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 love. All seasons of love. We got one more piece. Thank you so much. My last thing I want to say. My last thing I want to say to you. To anybody that may have aspirations of doing things that people don't like, they look at you like, are you crazy? If you have a dream, go after the dream. Go after the dream. Go after the dream, because your friends will be there waiting on you. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is an original. Lately I've been thinking, reflecting on where I've been. I've traveled around the world. I've made so many friends. When it all is done and the day seems through, there's one little message I want to give to you. Life, it ain't easy. The times they get hard. Nobody tells you what it's like being a star. Just keep on shining. Your light is for the world. Yes. rocking my atmosphere today. I have enjoyed making universal music together. Please keep it going. That's Daniel Meineke all day on the keys. Thank you to the Jazz Museum for having us. Thank you, Fred. Oh, shine on, shine on, 'cause life it ain't easy. Sometimes they get hard. Nobody tells you what it's like being a star. Just keep on shining. Just keep on shining. Your light is for the
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank y'all
the
so
fabulous
much.
Quiana Lynell.
Thank you so much. Run that music. Listen to Pillow
Wonderful
Talk and a
piano
little love.
work of
Thank you so
Daniel
much.
Meineke. Yeah. You are so right, ladies and gentlemen. You can catch Quiana and the rhythm section from the Lush Life Band at Chikiwawa tonight, 7 o'clock. And it's 2828 Canal Street, a hip little music club you'll enjoy. And our next Talkin Jazz comes up on Thursday, April 18th, with the wonderful bassist and sousaphone virtuoso Matt Perrine as our special guest. Hope to see you then. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
All right, thank you to Fred Kasten, Talkin Jazz with Quiana Lynell, everybody. Make sure to go to that Chikiwawa show. Thank you from the National Historical Park. We have programs like this every week, Tuesday through Saturday. Some of our programs are at our other visitor center, 419 Decatur Street, if you want to stop by there and pick up our program to know where else you can find such great free music like this afternoon. But you should pay at 7 p.m. to go hear Quiana Lynell at Chikiwawa. All right, have a good night.